Hey, y'all, look out. This is your host, Dwight Johnson, with the Total Talk Podcast. Welcome to another episode called Players Perspective. I'm here with my NFL buddy, Anthony Mitchell. Super Bowl NFL buddy, Anthony Mitchell. And glad to have you there, big man.
Always glad to be here, boss. Always glad to be here. Get to talk some.
I hear you. And so what we're going to talk about today, we're going to tell you all about the player's perspective. A lot of people see it from a fan's perspective, outside looking in, but to be honest with you, when you played in the NFL and you've been behind that steel curtain and you come from back behind it once the football game is over for you, you see things from a different perspective. We don't see things from the average fan. So we're going to give y'all a breakdown of a lot of different things, how maybe fans are talking about certain things, and we're just going to show y'all pretty much how the NFL works, how it operates, you know what I'm saying? So I just want to go right into it. We're going to go right into Coach Anthony Mitchell. You know, he played for the Baltimore Ravens, but guess what? His son plays for the Baltimore Ravens. Go figure. That's awesome, man.
It is, man. When he got that phone call, man, it was something special because I know what type of organization the Ravens are, and I know what type of treatment he was going to get.
Yeah. And, you know, I actually visited your y'all complex about a month ago.
I see it. You shoot me a picture. Your cousin is
my nephew.
Your
my nephew
okay,
Xavier Latchinson. He's a athletic trainer up there, man. He's a doctor in physical therapy, man. This is his first year, and Baltimore Ravens hired him.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice because that's what they do, man. They look out for people who genuine into it, and you see by their results every year.
Yeah, that's good. That's all right, man. So check this out. I just want to go right into it. You know, your son was a rookie 2 years ago in 23, and he had a great rookie campaign. Hurt his knee.
Yeah.
But explain the kind of what he had to go through, man, to get back to where he's at now.
So a lot of people thinking it was just the ACL. It's the ACL, PC. And the hamstring came off the bone there. I think it was one more.
Wow.
So for him to come back, you know, everybody, he ain't gonna be the same. You hear it, you read it. I love going in the comments and seeing it, and you know, all the way up to the time he had his debut this year of being 2 years removed from his injury.
Right.
I was reading comments and they're like, he ain't gonna be the same, that injury. Up to the point, even to the point to where they were like, well, Bernard Hopkins ran the fastest. And they don't know I talked to him before then. He told me his miles per hour.
Right.
And I don't repeat it.
Right.
But I knew when he told me and the stuff he sent me, just me to look at.
Right.
I knew he was on his way and on his way back. And so, but to put in that work he put in, I think I ain't see him at all last year during his recovery time.
Wow.
Not unless I went up there because he was so busy of getting back to where he needed to get back. And that's what people don't see is the sacrifices you have to put in to become a person you once were.
That's right. That's right. They don't see behind the scenes.
They don't see that sacrifice, the missing home visits, not coming home, staying up there to work. You know, of course, the ignorance of people. Hey, why you ain't training your son getting back?
Right.
So you want him to leave Baltimore,
right,
to come train in the house.
Yeah, exactly.
Are y'all crazy? No, he's always been in good hands in Baltimore, and I knew it.
Yeah.
And I tip my hat off to the Ravens training facility, and actually they trainers that actually was a part and had their hands on of him getting back.
Right.
Because him getting back, he came back last year, but you could see last year he wasn't himself 100%.
Right. So they spot played him.
He won the Ed Block Award. So he was able to get the Ed Block Award because, but this year we looking for something more. I don't know what his goals are. He has them. Yeah. I'm praying for certain things for him.
Right.
You know, and let's see how it panned out.
Yeah, that's it. That's all we can do, man.
Yeah.
We pray and cover our children, man, and speak the blessings over them. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, because as a father, what role did you play with getting him back to where he's at today? From that injury, as a dad,
so
and a mentor.
When guys come back, they think they already back, and then they take little stuff personal. So when he came back, he thought he was supposed to get thrown in to where he left off. No, it don't work like that.
You don't. Yeah,
and I told him, you got to sit back and receive the blessing that the Ravens are giving you by
Amen.
letting you
sit
and get back to 100 without throwing you in the fire.
Yeah.
Because at a running back position, if you're not 100% yourself,
yes, sir.
there are going to be things you thought you could do that you ain't going to be able to do that can hurt you even more.
Yeah, you're right.
So for him to be able to just go out there on kickoff return and do little things and do mop-up duty at the end of some games to where he'll carry the ball 10 times, but straight downhill. That was, just bringing some more confidence back in him. But we see it. You might not think you are, and that's what he had to realize. They see you're not yourself, and so he could continue to work. He continued to work to get back to himself. And now let's see how it goes.
Yeah, and it's gonna go well. But that says a lot about the Ravens organization, because a lot of times when certain players get injured, they still cut them. You know how it is. It's a cutthroat league.
It is.
And for them to keep him and to work with him, that means they have a plan for him. That means that to them he's a special player to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they willing to stay in it.
When you look at kids, guys, what they do off the field as well as on the field, that encourages teams that they want you around.
Oh, yeah.
And so for him to be in the community like he was and still working on his rehab.
Right.
Like every time I call him, he's doing something.
That's good.
In the community. So I'm blessed to see that, blessed to hear that. And, I send all my blessings and prayers out to him.
Amen. That's awesome. Now, last week, he had a heck of a comeback debut. In the preseason. He rushed for almost 100 yards, had, a touchdown, but he broke some big runs and stuff like that. But
big confidence booster for him.
Super.
And the fans see it, the coaches seen it, so he's back to where he need to be.
That's good.
And
That's good.
We gonna he can continue to build. Like I asked him what's the plan. He said, I got my goals written down. He ain't gonna tell you.
He ain't gonna tell you, yeah.
But say your goals are what you put down and try to reach it. And everybody's success, you can't judge somebody's success off what you think it is.
That's
what
right.
he said his goals out to be. And your success is different than mine, because that's your goal, and that's what he understands. Because we continue to talk about stuff like that.
Right. That's good. That's good, man. And you gotta always have goals, short-term goals, and keep them to yourself, and just work to accomplish those goals.
He posted one time, him coming back. I said, hey man, you don't gotta tell your right hand what your left hand doing.
That's real.
And he understood what I'm saying. And some people, if you out here competing, don't show your competitors what you doing.
They real
Let
talk.
them just see it when it's time to see
when
it.
When it's time to see it. Yes,
we're not preparing for the person that we see. And that's the beauty about it,
Yes,
and that's the downfall of social media. Like, if we imagine you playing during the social media time, I'm gonna be on your page trying to find every flaw. If I see you getting mad at a camp, I'm gonna use that to my advantage in the game, because I'm gonna go right. So he don't tell your right hand what your left hand doing all the time. He wrote his goals down. He keeping them to himself, and I'm not mad at him. And let me see it at the end.
Let me see it at the end.
Let me see it at the end of the year. Did you reach your goal?
Yeah, exactly.
And since you got it wrote down, you can't change it.
You can't change it, but it's
seal the envelope and put it up.
That's exactly right. I like that.
I like that. Envelope, put it up, and pull it down at the end of the season. So let's see how it goes.
And he's been doing this, since college, high school, and it's served him great, all the way to this point. So that's good.
His drive is being overlooked. His drive is being an underdog. His drive is you saying this guy's better than you.
That's his chip.
That's his chip.
That's the chip on that shoulder.
And so I love it. I love it when you say, "Oh, he's better than." Okay.
Yes.
You just don't know. You got a can full of gasoline.
Right. That's exactly right.
Every time you say somebody better than him, you just pouring it on that.
You
fire.
just adding fuel to the fire.
And I love it. Keep adding fuel to the fire, people.
That's right.
And so you can see what Keaton is really made of.
And that's what I say with a lot of athletes. People don't know what's their drive. Like, you gotta have that chip on your shoulder. Like, what's your chip? Every person has a chip, and you gotta use it to your advantage.
Yes.
To make you, the better player, better version of yourself.
I had a chip, man. You wouldn't believe what it was. My chip was just the team showing up.
Is that right?
I got pissed just because the team pulled up and thought they were going to play on the same field. And so when you get mad at looking at the team coming like they got a chance to beat you,
right?
And I think I listen to Ray Lewis used to say it best before the game. Respect is earned, not given.
That's it.
And that's what we come in.
That's real. Respect is earned, not given. Yeah. That's real, man. That's real. And to go on, like us NFL, we former NFL guys, and it's good to see our boys succeed.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times talent doesn't pass down to the next generation.
It don't.
Or kids sometimes think that, it's just gonna be handed to me.
Yeah.
Just like we said, nothing's given, everything's earned. Whether it's respect or you earn a spot on that team. Everything's earned. You see what I'm saying?
Ain't nobody going off of your daddy name.
Yeah, exactly.
You ain't your daddy.
Yeah, exactly.
We just getting into the good. We hey, you pulled that on. That was slick, boy.
That was slick. Yeah.
I like the way we finna roll into that next question.
Yeah. So a lot of people, they on the Shedeur Sanders bandwagon and all this. He's Deion's son, and of course, he had a prolific college career and done some great things. But a lot of people are saying, oh, the NFL's against him because he dropped down to the 5th. He should have been drafted in the 1st round. But talk from a player's perspective to the fans how you saw it.
So let me say this to all the haters that's watching, that people can't have an opinion. Just because my opinion don't line with yours don't mean I'm hating on Shedeur. Just because my opinion doesn't align with yours doesn't mean I'm hating on Deion. So when you look at the facts of everything, I got my nephew called me during the draft. I got the text. What they say, what Deion say, I keep the receipts.
Yeah.
I got the receipts. So my nephew called me during the draft and say, where you think Shedeur gonna get drafted? I said 5th round. Before the draft even started.
You're hearing that from a professional athlete, a DB. Listen, that's been behind that NFL steel curtain. He sees something that that everybody else doesn't see. Go ahead.
When you look at the game, yeah, can he throw the ball? Yes, can he do this? But when you holding the ball to not have incompletions, when the O-line is getting blamed for all the downfall of what the quarterback did and didn't do, or when your dad says we trying, and the people out there thinking I'm hating, go look at the Nebraska game, because this is what I'm quoting. When the Deion had an interview at the end of the game, he said, we trying to establish the run. They pulled Shedeur out in the 3rd quarter. He threw over 39 passes, but only ran the ball 4 times. So how's you establishing a run?
Right.
And you ain't running the ball.
Yeah.
And so when you got scouts that's looking at it, behind the scenes and behind it, when you sit up there, can he handle the pressure?
Right, exactly.
Are you willing to give this dude $30 million off of something that people could say he earned it, people could say, but everywhere he went, he was given a starting quarterback job. And so for me to be invested in something, I got to see if you're capable of handling the pressure, because you don't have nobody that's going to go sit in front of the cameras and say, hey, it was the O-line fault.
Right.
Hey, it was this.
Yeah.
Even though I hear that Deion was hard on Shedeur, but he was hard on him behind the scenes, which his daddy supposed to do.
Right.
He was hard on him when the cameras ain't rolling. But when you looking at games, it's just hard because, talking to people, I think he had 7 OCs. And I'm just he had 7 OCs.
7 OCs from Jackson
Offensive
State.
coordinator from Jackson State to Colorado.
Okay.
But what people don't understand with 7 OCs, if you're a football guy, you understand what I'm getting at. 7 OCs, each year Deion said his son should be up for the Heisman. So that means that OC is putting this man in position to put up numbers.
Correct.
Putting this man in position to be successful.
Okay.
So why is he running through OCs?
Right.
If the OCs are successful for your kid, man, you talked about it. Your son played linebacker. He had 95 tackles one year. You get a new defensive coordinator. Now he averaging 150.
Right.
You gonna fire that D coordinator?
No.
You gonna demote him? He just put your son in the best possible position to be better.
Right. Exactly.
So why? And this questions you got to ask yourself, even though you're looking at it from a fan perspective in what's going on behind the scenes.
Right.
Now, third-party information I get is he answered the cell phone during the interview.
Oh, okay.
Everybody know you're not going to go get your ideal job, and you in there with the boss man getting ready to get hired, and you tell him, hold up, I got to answer my phone.
That's disrespectful. You can't do that.
You can't tell an organization, or you can't just say you went through your first interview with a job.
Right.
You're not going to tell that same, I'm not doing a second or third interview. If you ain't going to hire me now, then, so that's like what he did. He started telling the NFL, if you ain't the top 10 pick, then I ain't interviewing with you.
Wow.
That's the reason why he dropped out of the first round.
Right.
That's the reason why they overlooked him.
Wow. And you're right. A lot of people don't know the NFL draft is this. They're trying to find a way to get you cheaper. They're gonna pay a decent amount of guys the first round, second round, a good amount. But everybody else, listen, they're gonna try to see if they can get a deal on you, whether you're first round or second round. So the more X's a player has by him, You know what I mean? That just dings him.
What
you
I-
know, but go right ahead.
What my thought when my nephew called me and asked me where he go, I said, the teams I thought he'd be successful on, I thought if he go to the Raiders, he'd be good.
Okay.
And if he go to the Rams, he'd be good. Because you got two vets that he's willing to learn off of.
Okay.
Because I don't think he could come in and be a star right away.
Okay.
We done seen better quarterbacks come into the NFL that was through into the starting position day one and didn't succeed.
Correct.
So
correct.
if y'all are really Deion Shador fans, y'all love the position he in. Let him be fourth string. Let him suck it all in and learn. Because all the greats played behind somebody.
Yeah, that's right.
For the
That's
most
right.
part.
For the most part, of course.
Tom Brady
Tom Brady, yeah, exactly.
behind Drew Bledsoe. Aaron Rodgers
Correct.
behind Brett Favre.
Right.
And the list go on and on, but everybody want to see because you're a fan.
Because you're a fan, yeah.
You're not thinking logical.
That's right.
You're a fan.
That's real, man.
so let's if you wishing this man success and for him to succeed, let him go through the process he's going through.
Yeah, exactly.
He going through it without his daddy.
That's right.
He going
That's
through it
right.
to where he got to show that he can handle everything.
That's right.
Because he did have a nice preseason game.
He did, yeah.
Now,
he did.
what about if he have a bad one?
Yeah,
How you
he
gonna
did.
handle that?
Yeah, that's right.
We don't
That's
know.
Right. We don't know. That's right.
Because can't nobody cover him.
Yeah.
And we know social media is brutal.
Yeah, exactly. You're
So-
right. They praise you when you're doing good, and they're going to
man.
crucify you
Hey, man.
when you're doing bad.
You're
You
only
know
good
how
as
it
your
is,
last
man.
game.
You're only good as your last game.
So
And you know how it is, man. What have you done for me lately?
what happened? Ooh,
Yeah.
But, so, I mean, I wish him well. I mean, I wasn't. I watched him.
Right, right.
So I'm not a diehard Shador fan. I never
right.
was really a fan of a player.
Right.
You know, unless I played with him and just wish him. I watch football.
Yeah,
I'm a
you
fan
gonna
of my
say- yeah,
son.
you're a fan of your son, of course.
Of course, I'm a fan of my son. I'm
We
a
all
fan
are.
of the Ravens.
Exactly.
Like I like people in my position. I'm not talking about outsiders like a quarterback and
Yeah. Uh-huh.
like my favorite safety is Kyle Hamilton.
Right, okay.
That's an absolute dog. But
Right.
hey, so I'm not hating on Shador. I'm just giving y'all information that I received.
Right.
And then y'all move on with that as you know fit.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, he's young and he'll learn from it.
He's
you know what I mean?
23, man.
He's 23 years old.
He's 23.
Yes, sir.
And let's just say it. Did he have to earn any job on any level? I could break it down for y'all if y'all like. Deion came out. Part ball. Shador, Shiloh, Deion Jr. True. That was his part ball team. He used to bring
True.
him up here, play against Adamville. Keon Carpenter used to come down with team shutdown from Baltimore.
I remember.
They have a big organization. Then he went to high school.
Right.
Deion started what?
Yep. He's been in high school, get started school.
Who's
yeah.
your dad? Who's your coach? Oh, your dad.
Your dad, right.
Then
He go to college.
Shador didn't get a big time offer like he thought. What did dad do? Go start coaching on the college level.
Right, right.
So each level Shador played on has always been in the shadow of his dad. And everybody, you can say what you want.
Right.
I was never on the team, but come on, man. This your dad.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
controlled the narrative of what goes on with you, because that's the
Right.
only reason why he started those. That's the only reason why he started coaching. That's the
that's
only.
real.
It's for his boys.
It's for his boys,
and to
right.
be honest with you, I tip my hat off to him as a dad.
Yeah, of course.
Hey, that was power move. I'm not hating on Deion what he did for his sons,
Yeah.
not at all. Because at the end of the day, you want your sons to be successful.
That's
if you
exactly
got a hands
right.
on it to where your son walking out of college with $3 million in a Rolls Royce and a Rolex watch.
Yeah, that's right, baby.
How can you be mad at that?
I can be mad at that. And you and me both, you know, we coached our kids from park ball.
Yeah.
All the way to high
I didn't
school.
want to though.
Yeah, I didn't either,
but the horrible coaching they
the
was
horrible
receiving.
coaching, exactly.
And I'ma say it like
I
it
want
is.
to be a parent. I want
Yeah,
to
I
just
wanna
sit in the
be a
stands,
parent.
but I'm
I
seeing
said
that they
it.
don't, looking at these coaches, they don't know what they're doing. I got to be a part of this because it's a part of my, you know,
You hurt my
son's
kid.
involved. You hurt my
Yeah,
kid.
yeah,
I can't
yeah.
have that. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah,
So I come out there, defensive coordinator, coaching them up, man.
I'm
Make
not
sure.
mad at him at all,
Yeah.
man. It's just we got to see how this go. All y'all praising the first preseason game. Let's see how the second and the
Yeah.
third go.
Yeah.
Hell, let's see how the first regular season
Let's
go
see-
if he get
yeah.
into play. So
Yeah, exactly.
it's levels to it now.
Now, do you think he'll stay with the Cleveland Browns, or you think he's auditioning? Because you know, in preseason, you could be auditioning for the other 31 teams for somebody to get you.
Everybody that's on a and somebody's training camp or audition for all 31 teams.
There you go.
Every single body. Now,
That's
if you ain't
exactly right.
if you don't got no guaranteed money, if you don't got a big contract, you always audition
You
for
always
the other team.
audition. That's
So
exactly
go out
right.
there, put your best foot forward,
That's
regardless
exactly
of what
right.
team. My thing when I played, like people like, oh man, I ain't no Raven.
Right.
I ain't the 53-man roster ain't came out yet.
Yeah,
so
that's
training
right,
camp
yeah.
like, hey man,
Yeah.
you proud to be a Raven? I ain't no Raven yet.
Right.
And you know, all the teams I played with, that's my approach during training
Mm-hmm.
camp. Like, I'm not on your team. I'm going to show my best. So just in case you cut me,
You come. Yeah. There you go.
I got good film.
Yeah,
to
you
be
got
like,
good
hey,
film for somebody to pick you up off
Yeah,
the waiver,
yeah.
off the waiver wire. You
Yeah.
know what I mean, and stuff like that. So let's move it on to his teammate, which I know you know a lot about, Travis Hunter, because he played defensive back and he
Right.
also played wide receiver. But do you feel that he's better as a wide receiver or defensive back? Because the NFL got him right now. They got him starting as wide receiver. He had pretty decent debut, as well this past weekend. But what's your take from a NFL defensive back perspective?
I think he's better at receiver just
Okay.
off of the college film that I take in. People, y'all say what y'all want. He was in the Big 12, which was a weak conference, but
When I was playing, it was a tough conference.
but
yeah.
those guys you was playing in, you
Yeah.
got to think last year all the tough teams
Yeah,
left.
They left, yeah. And it's more of a passing conference. Back then, we was like
Yeah,
the
you-
SEC.
right? But
you know what I mean?
You
It was
got to think
smash
all the big teams left.
Yeah,
They the
yeah,
big
you're
team,
right,
and
you're right.
so it became a weaker conference. Let me say a weaker conference
Weaker
than it
conference,
used to
right,
be.
right.
So,
Correct. I
but
agree. I agree.
The reason why I say I like him at receiver is because when he faced the draft pick receivers,
Right.
he couldn't do nothing with them.
Okay.
When he was at DB, and I said, y'all go look at it. I talked to a guy. They ain't give he ain't give up all the yards, but he gave up some.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you look at the Stanford game, they was up 40 something. I cut it off at halftime. I even got up on my Facebook
Wow.
and started talking bad about Stanford.
Right.
And we know Jamal Patterson hit me like, "What you talking about? We won." I said,
Yeah.
"What?" So
Yeah,
I had to go
yeah.
back and look at it.
Right.
That boy came back second half 200 yards.
Dang. Wow.
And then when you look at the Colorado State,
Uh-huh.
the kid that got drafted from Colorado State receiver, he had 189.
Wow.
So
All right.
I think he's where he's supposed to be.
Where he's supposed to be. Well, hey, you said it. You know what I
I think
mean?
where he's supposed to be.
Right.
Because he can have all the ball skills you want. You got big time receivers.
Right.
Just say Jacksonville plays Cincinnati. What you gonna do, man?
Right.
Where you gonna put Travis Hunter?
Right.
Jamal Chase
Yeah.
or Higgs?
Right.
You
I
see what I'm
feel
saying?
Right.
That's your first round draft pick. You can't hide him if you're
Yeah.
playing corner.
You really can't. Yeah. You're right.
That's what you paid him for.
That's right.
Let's
Right.
say he playing shoot. You can say the Ravens.
Wow. Yeah. You're right.
Derrick Henry break.
Uh-huh.
You gonna hit Derrick Henry and jump on offense side of the ball next play? I mean, it's just a lot of things you got
It
to take
is.
in account
That's real.
for because of his statute. You know,
Right.
yeah, he did it on a high school level. He did it on a college level. They ain't win.
I hear you.
Now let's root behind this, man. On Jackson State, you had a Heisman Trophy. It is what it is. When they played for Jackson State, they had a Heisman Trophy candidate on their team. It didn't win a championship.
Wow. Yeah.
People don't look at it like that.
Yeah,
They just take it face value. Oh, Colorado, they lost.
Yeah, you're right.
So if Heisman, you're a difference maker. That's why you
Yeah,
won Heisman.
that's exactly right. You're a game changer. You're a difference maker. You're right about that, man. Yeah, that's big. I appreciate that. Thank you for putting in your input. This is the last question I have for you, and we may go over a little bit. This is the last question I have. Is paying players in college, you know, through the NIL, through the collective, do you think that's more of a blessing? You know what I mean? Or more of a curse?
It's a curse because it's changing the dynamics of how college football are played. It changed the dynamics of how it's being viewed.
Okay.
And the reasoning behind kids being in school.
Wow. Okay.
And
I
so
understand.
So you got guys who want to stay in college. See, this is the thing. They got it mandated. I ain't saying don't give these kids all these millions, but it should be a cap on how many years they could collect NIL money.
Correct. Okay.
It should be, and that because if you're a great player, why not go to the NFL?
Right.
Why you want to stay and collect another check? I mean, I get it, but my thing is, what about these? And everybody, you got a lot of guys that got their own opinion. I look at the bigger picture.
Right.
I ain't saying don't take it away from them. What I'm saying is, how can I give you $1 million coming out of high school, and you don't pan out, and now you want to hit the transfer portal with no penalties?
No penalties at all.
No, and I think that's
that's a lot of wasted money.
So what we doing is, we ain't teaching no kids no responsibility and no accountability
and no commitment
and all that, no loyalty, none of that.
Yeah.
We gonna give you $1 million, but if you suck,
right.
if you can't transition to the college level, you get to collect it and jump and bounce.
And go and have no repercussions for it.
No. But I hear they changing it. It's gonna be repercussions. But at the end of the day, if you sign an NIL deal, they should treat you like a JUCO if you leave.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And this is for the people who tune in to your podcast. What I mean is JUCO, for the most part, you lose 2 years.
Yeah, I like that.
For the most part,
like
you lose 2 years.
Okay.
And people but everybody ain't getting paid.
Yeah, you're right.
So why should we baptize or pacify the guys that are getting paid when you got people on the team that get paid? Yeah. Why should I not put rules in place for you to develop when you got guys who gonna sit there that's not getting paid, that's not a starter, but working his butt off to become a starter, but you just want to jump because you're not. But you got the money in your pocket.
That's right.
You got the NIL deal.
Right, exactly. You're right.
So, and I think that they got to figure something out, because you got high school kids that's not even getting looked at because people stand. Yeah, I just heard it's a 29-year-old on a college roster.
Are you for real?
Come on, man.
Golly.
A 29-year-old on a college roster.
29. Wow.
I'm trying to, if I figure out what it is, 20, come on, dude.
Yeah.
29?
That's crazy.
Do you know it's guys retiring in the NFL at 29?
At 29. I retired around 29.
This is my thing.
28.
This is my thing. If you're a certain age in college, what makes you think they're coming to pick you up to play pro?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Go ahead and move and let that space for this young boy.
Right.
That's an 18, 17-year-old that want to be in your position.
Yeah, you're
and
right.
you been 29?
29, yeah, you're
Boy,
right. You just taking up space, man.
29.
Yeah.
There's no position outside of kicker
Right.
and quarterback that you're going to go to the NFL at the age of 29.
Yeah, you're right about that. You're right. You sure right about
29.
that.
So to answer your question, I think it depends on how you look at it, and depend on who collect it, and depend on what they're doing with it. It could be a curse, and it could be a blessing.
Right.
It's a blessing to all families who in poverty who gets that money, and the kids are able to help out their parents.
Exactly. That's where the blessing comes in.
That's when the blessing, but that same blessing can turn around and be a curse.
It can turn around and be a curse. That's right, because every upside is a downside.
Yeah.
And people don't see the downside.
It's a down, bro.
It's an up and a down. That's right.
And
they don't see that.
Until the NCAA come up with a plan. And I talk to people about it. And so when I come on podcasts like this, I'm prepared.
Right.
Like one guy, he was over the NFLPA, and me and him were talking about it. He said, how can you tell somebody what to do with their money?
Right.
Because I was saying put it in a trust.
Right, exactly.
And let them pull when they hit a certain.
Right.
But if you're looking out for a kid, you'll figure out something.
Yeah, exactly. You would.
You'll figure out something.
Yeah.
And that's because now these kids, man, they not doing right by their money.
That's right.
I heard that when Georgia started giving out their NIL, boy, they had Lamborghinis in the driveway.
Yeah.
You got guys running Rolls Royce. So now you're not even thinking about the
long term
goal.
Like this is an opportunity to get ahead and being a good manager of the money. You know what I mean? That you're
giving it to them.
You're giving it to them, but if they never had anything and they come into a whole bunch of money, you know, they're gonna be flossing. You know, the social media is big. You know how it is, and everybody around them got their hand out.
And that's what the stress,
the pressure, and all that. Man, that kid may not be ready for that. You know what I'm saying?
At 17-year-old,
it's 17 years, yeah.
It's just it's crazy to me, man.
And the crazy thing about it, you know, that young man may not change, or a young woman, but the people around him will change.
Oh,
you
man,
see what I'm saying? That's the whole other thing. That's the curse of it all.
And that's what fans don't see.
That's what fans
people
don't see,
get.
man.
When you get a certain amount of money, it comes instant.
Instant, man.
It comes overnight. we can say it's overnight because as soon as you hit your senior year, you'll get that big time money.
Right.
And you really ain't did nothing for it.
Yeah, exactly.
You ain't go on no college stage and perform yet.
Yeah, you sure ain't.
You ain't won no championship yet.
So do you think that it takes away, it makes that kid that was once hungry, make him civilized, make him more civilized when he get that money? Because I've heard stories about some of my kids on the Wall of Fame, like some of these kids that they tweak their elbow. Oh, I'm not going to practice today, coach. You know what I mean? They don't understand it's a business. They're giving this money for a reason.
I was talking to a coach. Let me tell you how bad it is. I was talking to a coach. I was talking to a coach in the NFL. And he told me, "Aunt, do you know it's 32 players that haven't signed their NFL contract?"
32 players.
32 players.
Dang.
And that probably stems off what they thought they was gonna make and what they made in college.
Right.
So you think you not people, you dealing with billionaires.
That's right.
You're not finna tell them how to spend their money.
You're not.
I don't care who you are. I don't care what special talent you got.
That's right.
You're not finna tell these guys.
That's right.
You're not big. NFL been around a long time. You're not bigger than that organization.
You're not bigger than the Shield.
You're bigger than some organizations,
Yeah,
but not that one.
That's it.
That NFL logo, boy.
You ain't bigger than the Shield,
You
baby.
ain't bigger than the
Right.
Shield,
You
boy.
ain't lying.
And just
That's
like
right.
you came, another one will come, and the game will go on.
They will.
You'll be at home watching.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
And gonna be somebody in your place, and you're gonna be selling. I'm better than him, and he just signed a $100 million contract.
That's it.
Ain't nobody care what you talking about.
That's it, baby.
You better sign that contract and get to your next one.
And get to your next
Negotiate your next one, not your
one.
first one.
Your first, right.
You ain't did nothing yet.
Wow. Yeah, but the NIL, the NIL, them kids get that money.
They changing their mindset of what they think they're supposed to be and what they get. You know.
Right, I feel you.
Just like Miami just paid Beckman, whatever his name is, from Georgia, $10 million.
Wow.
You didn't even win. Hey man, you ain't even. Man, what are y'all thinking?
Exactly, man.
You gave this man $10 million.
$10 million. Wow. Yeah, Lee.
He didn't win at Georgia.
So.
Yeah, I'm Anthony Mitchell, and I approve this message.
That's all right. Well, Big Ant, man, I appreciate you, man. Always appreciate, man, your advice and your wisdom, man, that you shared on the sport of football, man, and in life, man. Thank you. Total Talk Podcast. You know who I got with me? I got my partner in crime, my wife, Mia Lewis Johnson.
Hey, everybody.
And what we want to talk to y'all today, we want to talk to y'all about, everybody knows about our training facility. We train athletes, got over 250 D1 college signees out of our program. We also have, 10 NFL players, 2 first-round draft picks on our Wall of Fame since 2011. We've done a lot for the youth in the community as far as the training aspect of it and preparing them to go to college.
Correct.
And beyond.
And beyond.
Whether that's in the NFL, NBA, or just in life, period.
Yes.
But what we want to talk about this evening is we launched TA Sports Management earlier. It's been a while. We've been doing it behind the scenes. We not really talk about it as much, but my wife is the head of our sports management department, and she's going to break it down. What does it mean? What does TA Sports Management mean, and what do we do? So everybody get an understanding of it, because really this is a great opportunity for a lot of athletes that are coming out of high school to really set themselves up to win in life, through the NIL, and collective space that's going on. So I'm going to go on and just let my wife, Mia, talk about TA Sports Management, what all do we do in TA Sports Management, and just kind of break it down to them for the average parent that may have a prospect that's a 10th, 11th, 12th grade, and they've been getting offers and things like that, and they want to position themselves to be a brand.
Right.
Go ahead.
So, hello everyone. First part of the question was, who is TA Sports Management? So, sports management and consulting. It's pretty standard what sports management and consulting is. We manage the careers and consult off the field, right? So, really, honestly, this was a natural progression for what we do, because we have been, I won't necessarily say managing careers, but we've been cultivating the children inside of the gym, right, for a really, really long time. So it was a natural progression and segue to helping them once they've come through the gym, so to speak. Yeah, they still return back, during the summers and things like that, but now we are transitioning to off the field. So what I would probably like you to know the most is that although we're a sports management and consulting firm or agency, we're really an ecosystem. And I think that's what I want everyone to know is that as you transition to college and to the pros, this is not me just talking about it. I've lived this. I know this. I know this at every level, a level from being an athlete myself to being a D1 athlete, right? To being the wife of a D1 athlete, to being the wife of a professional athlete, sister-in-law of professional athlete, and mother of current D1 athlete. I know what athletes need. I know what that ecosystem is. So the same way that a player will have an ecosystem at school, how about I parallel myself to a football coach, right? So, or a football team, right? So the same way that the coaches or the football team have an ecosystem, there are components that operate together for the entire ecosystem or the team to be successful. And if there is anything missing, right, it can throw off the balance and the sustainability of the ecosystem. And from a team standpoint, that may mean that, someone didn't run the right play. Someone didn't know what they were doing. And so the overall team suffers, whether that's a loss or they didn't complete the down or whatever on that play. So I'm really the same as a coach. I'm just an off the field coach, right? I'm an off the field coach where they're developing you physically. I'm developing you mentally, spiritually, financially for a legacy outside of football. So those components that we have, they create. Oh gosh, I can't get it right. The components that we offer, they help the legacy long after the cheering stops.
Right. And, as you know, we represent a lot of athletes across the nation, from Colorado, but just mention some of the schools that of athletes that we represent.
Right. So good question. Believe it or not, my inbox is completely full right now. So we are slow releasing, so to speak. Who else we're going to take in? But we have kids that are at ECU, Bucknell, University of Southern California, Colorado, of course.
Nebraska.
Thank you, Nebraska. He knows it better than me. So see, I talk about this all the time, but just running the names off from the schools is harder than me because I'm not really all into who the school is. I'm into who I have to serve and cover.
Yes. Miami, the kids we deal with, just go on and on.
Right.
U of H.
Right.
Athletes that are in Texas, University of Houston.
Right.
But yeah, I know. We represent a good amount, but we try to keep it. We try not to represent too much. We want to be able to get us a good number of kids to where we can really help.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not like we're trying to grab everybody. So we're very selective on how we.
And you need to be selective. You need to be selective because structure is everything, right? Young people I'm talking to right now, I see a lot of agencies online, and this is not a knock to anyone, but just because an agency has a whole bunch of people does not mean that what you're going to get what you need. How about I just say it like that? The structure is the most important. The structure is the most important to make sure that your ecosystem off the field is optimized and running as successfully as your ecosystem on the field. What are some of those things that it can be? So, without kind of say high level, a proper business setup. Are you operating as the person, or are you a brand and a business now? And once you become a brand and a business, how are you operating in the financial space at that point? How are you handling your business when it's time to do taxes, when it's time to meet the CPA, when it's time to make sure that your books and everything are ready? And then, carrying over to that, now, you're getting into financial wealth management and asset management. So we're an ecosystem that has many, many, many things that you need to operate successfully off the field. And most importantly, the cheering will come to an end. It will stop at some point, whether it's through your college days or through your professional days. And it is very important that the legacy doesn't stop when the cheering stops.
I like that.
Thank
You're right. Because you want to be able to continue that success outside of sports.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because sports prepare us to be successful in life.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
It's, you know.
The athletes now, I'll say this, there is a dismantling of the way that things used to be, okay? And when there is a dismantling, a lot of times if you think about something dismantled, it gets deconstructed, and you have to build it back up. So we're at a time now where our kids, our athletes, have never really been in this space where they are monetized, you know, for what they bring to the table. So because they are monetized, and this is the first time this has happened, we're walking into most people are walking into uncharted territories where they don't understand how not having a budget, how that can impact you, right? We're seeing the dollar signs or whatever, but we're not seeing the destruction that can come if you don't understand what to do when the dollars do come. So it is crucial. It is crucial for you to be with a group of people, whether it's us or someone else, that actually have your best interests at hand.
Right, and I totally agree with you on that. Also, can you break it down? You know, we say NIL, and you know, when these kids get to college, break it down. What's the difference between an NIL and a collective? You know what I mean?
Right.
And stuff, because a lot of people NIL is totally different. That's really, you know, NIL deal is outside of the college. It's mainly from businesses that want to sponsor you. Pretty much.
Correct.
In the big sense. But break that down. The difference between the NIL and collective.
So NIL are true, what I like, this is my definition. Someone will probably have a better definition than me, but NIL is a true like brand or third party deal, right? To where collective is from a standpoint of, you know, let's say the donor, so to speak. How about I do it this way? Collection plate, right? So if you think of this plate being passed around church or whatever, and people are collecting funds to be able to distribute, that is not something that you necessarily had to go to an outside source to get the money. That can be paid like through the school, right? But true NIL, I think the people get confused in that is that there are not a lot of athletes that benefit significantly from true NIL, because there is a whole process that goes on behind the scenes, which is actually what we do as well, that makes you what I will call NIL marketable, okay? NIL is not a right now type of things. Those that are truly probably benefiting from NIL, they have a lot of underground moments, right? A lot of processing that is taking place where there is a team of people behind them, i.e. an ecosystem that is literally sitting here, you know, giving them the game, okay? So the same way, you know, we've heard that before. Hey, I'm gonna put you on game. Well, it is our job to put you on game from a business ecosystem standpoint, right? And so sometimes the game in that looks like literally game planning the long-term goal. So you're seeing kids on social media, and you're seeing some kids who are a lot of times more high profile, right? And I'm not gonna mention any names, you know who they are, you see them. So it's easy for them to get what you call an NIL deal. But honestly, for the most part, most kids are not getting NIL deals. There is a process that they must go through on the back end, branding, right? Social media strategy. There's a lot that goes on the back end to get them to the point to where a company can look at them and see themselves and say, hey, I think that we could probably get some ROI here, some return on investment.
Exactly. No, I totally agree with you. You're totally right about that, and I totally agree with you on that. The NIL, you know, so pretty much, do you have to come from a big school? Like some schools, you know, kids may be thinking, I got to be in a Power 5 conference or be a D1 to be able to get an NIL deal. But we actually represent some athletes that are, you know what I mean? It's not about the school. It's about your brand. It's about who you are, because they can be at a junior college. They can be at a D2 school. Any IA school, but if they have a good social media presence, you can be able to market them to get them NIL deals.
Correct. So he is correct. You don't have to be at a, you know, D1, Power 4 or 5, whatever you guys call it now, P4 institution. I have one on my, I don't like to say client roster because that's not where I say family. One of our family members, she is a heavy hitter in the space, She goes to a smaller school, but she is very, very consistent. She knows what her long-term goal is, and everything that she puts out speaks to the long-term goal, right? So because she has been consistent, she is rewarded very nicely with NIL deals. I can't even remember how many. She has so many now, but it is a testament to what I'm trying to tell you all is that NIL deals are not created instantaneously. This is consistency and work of putting out, you know, an image, so to speak, of who you are. Hopefully you're putting out the right image, right? And you're putting it out so consistently that when a brand sees you, they see themselves and they're willing to compensate you, you know, for what your brand or your brand story tells them.
Right, and understand this, with the NIL deals, those athletes that are getting that NIL deal, it goes beyond, like you said, it goes beyond sports when they done playing sports.
Absolutely.
So they want to set themselves up for now, and like you say, and down the road when they're done, they can still be getting these NIL deals. It's just the collective will stop once these, you know, they leave the school, once they stop playing or leave that college. But the NIL deals can go on forever.
And that's a really, really good point, and that's why it's important that you know who you are and you stay true. You stay true to what the mission is. Every deal is not necessarily a good deal. If it goes against who you are, I understand it may be a couple dollars, but does the couple dollars hurt the mission? Even though you're getting a drop right now, does it hurt you long term? So yeah, when done correctly and optimized correctly, and it is consistent, the money can last longer than the playing time, but the legacy continues. And I'd like to give an example of that. An example of that is Shaquille O'Neal has not played basketball for a really, really long time, correct? But it is clear that he had a vision, right? And that vision is still going on, and he hasn't shot a basketball or dunked on someone in a really, really long time. And I also, when we talk about ecosystem, when we talk about mentorship, I think that's another reason why Angel Reese, I like Angel Reese, right? She's very authentic. She knows who she is, whether you like her or you don't like her. Her brand is consistent of who she is. So she has mentors, and take that back to the ecosystem, right? She has mentors who know what it takes for her legacy to last beyond basketball and for her to make money outside. She's making money when she sleeps as well. So, yeah, it can last longer than your playing days.
That's good. Well, that's good to hear. And just like you said, she really kind of broke it down what the NIL space means and how an athlete can take it beyond just sports into everyday life when they're done playing basketball or football or whatever sport.
Right.
Give some, just tell the audience, like, how did you get to this point to where we want to say, you know, because you're the brainchild of TA Sports Management. I'm not the I'm the brainchild of Total Athlete Sports Complex, okay? But you're the brainchild of TA Sports Management. How did you come about to start this company? Like, what's your why?
Right. So for me, this is probably the most important question, and actually the one that pulls my heartstrings the most. And I wanted to resonate with you. The reason why I did this was because I saw people not being treated correctly. I saw parents frustrated and crying because they didn't know what to do. They didn't know whether to turn right or to turn left. And so Dwight and I played an integral part in someone that you see on Sundays. Before getting to the NFL, we played an integral part of trying to help that team navigate the NIL waters. And upon watching people navigate, I literally heard the Holy Spirit. So we're helping them and we're sending them to other people at that time because we're not as skilled at that time as we are now, right? And so what I began to notice was that everyone doesn't have a good heart when it comes to the kids, especially when the money gets introduced, right? And so God allowed me to be a part of that, but he also allowed me to sit back and see how people that said that they were for kids weren't actually for kids. I could literally see them transform in front of me when the money, started entering the equation. And we stayed consistent, and we had integrity, and we did not let the money change us. And so after that situation happened, God told me, he said, you are looking for people to do what I told you to build. You are looking for people to do what I told you to build, because everybody is not going to have the same heart that you have. You've watched these kids from the time they can barely hold their head up and run at the same time, or chew gum and run at the same time. You have a heart for them. So the number one thing I want kids to look for, I know that you're going to look for the glitz and the glamour or whatever, but I need you to look for who will cover you, okay? The covering. Because before you got to the agency, or before anyone worked with you, right, you were with your parents first. Even before you were with your parents, God had this plan for you, right? So when I get the opportunity to work with young people, I am aware that I am allowed to be a part of that journey, right? And so when you're allowed to be a part of the journey, you got to understand that at some point the parents are handing over to you, right? They're saying, hey, I've covered them up to this point. I don't know what to do right now in this lane, so I'm handing them over to you. Okay, the covering and the mantle, that is your charge. It is not to look at, oh, how much money can you get them? Because it's ministry over money, it's mission over money, it's purpose over paper, right? And so I just believe that when you walk with them that way, right? You're covering them the same way that a mom and a dad, you're covering you're covering them from the sacrifices and all the things that the parents have gone through. You just have to be really careful with that, because listen, their soil, okay? That is fertile soil, the kid, right? They're fertile soil. So what you're planting in them, if you're planting good in them, it's going to grow. If you're planting bad in them, it's going to grow. That's right. So you have to be careful of who you align yourself with. I know this is bigger than NIL. It's bigger than brands. It's bigger than deals. This is about legacy. This is about someone's most prized possession. And it is an honor and it is a privilege to be charted with that, or to give that, can you help me with the word, to be given that responsibility, and to handle it right. I know that the rest will happen naturally.
Right. Well, that's what we do, and that's pretty much what TA Sports Management is all about. That's what we represent, So we look forward to getting more athletes that are up and coming in our program.
Absolutely.
And because we're very selective. We don't work with everybody, like we said. We go to the ones that we think can really fit the brand and we can really help and stuff like that. But we want to develop them to be that complete version of themselves, not just a football player or a basketball player.
Absolutely not.
All right, yeah.
Right.
The total athlete, the total person. That's right.
Correct.
Well, with that being said, thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome job.
Thanks.
Way to work.